Did you know that companies like Sony and Ericsson once teamed up to create mobile phones? Yes, that's right, they formed a joint venture called Sony Ericsson. This partnership is a fascinating example of how companies can join forces to achieve shared goals. But why do they do this? Well, it's all about leveraging each other's strengths to create something more powerful together. But wait, there's more to this story. Let's dive in to understand the difference between strategic alliances and joint ventures. Imagine you and your friend deciding to study together for an exam. You're not becoming one person, but you're combining your strengths to achieve a common goal. That's similar to a strategic alliance in the business world. In strategic alliances, two or more businesses come together to pursue a shared objective. But here's the twist. They remain independent entities. They're not merging into one big company. It's like a superhero team-up, where each hero brings their unique powers to the table but keeps their own identity. Let's take Google and NASA for instance. Back in the day, they formed a strategic alliance to advance space exploration. Google brought its tech expertise to the table, and NASA brought its space know-how. Each of them benefited without losing their individuality. One of the key advantages of a strategic alliance is the synergy it creates. It's like a potluck dinner where everyone brings a dish to share. The result is a feast far more diverse and exciting than what one person could have cooked up alone. However, like all good things, strategic alliances come with their share of risks. There can be conflicts of interest, disagreements over responsibilities, or one party may not pull their weight. It's like being in a group project where not everyone is on the same page. So, strategic alliances are like team projects where everyone remains independent but works together. But what about joint ventures? Remember the Sony Ericsson example? That was a joint venture. In a joint venture, companies come together to form a new entity, like a new team. Imagine if you and your best friend decided to sell lemonade together. You'd bring the lemons, they'd bring the sugar, and together you'd have a lemonade stand. That's a joint venture in its simplest form. Now let's level up. Take Hulu for instance. This popular streaming service is a joint venture of major television networks, including NBC, Fox, and ABC. They each bring something unique to the table, whether it's exclusive shows or streaming technology, to create a new entity that benefits them all. Of course, joint ventures aren't all sunshine and rainbows. They can be risky business. What if you and your friends start arguing about who does what at the lemonade stand? Or one of you decides they want to sell iced tea instead? In the business world, these disputes can lead to legal battles or financial losses. But, when done right, joint ventures can lead to great success. They allow companies to pool their resources, share risks, and tackle larger projects that they might not be able to handle alone. It's like that old saying, two heads are better than one, but in this case it's, two companies are better than one. So, joint ventures are like creating a new team for a specific project. But how does it compare to a strategic alliance? So, strategic alliances and joint ventures both involve collaboration, but they're not the same. Let's dive a little deeper to understand the differences and similarities between the two. Strategic alliances are like two friends deciding to work together on a school project. They each bring their own resources, like books or laptops, and they work together to achieve a common goal. But at the end of the day, they still remain separate individuals. That's just like how, in a strategic alliance, companies collaborate without forming a new entity. On the other hand, a joint venture is more like two friends setting up a lemonade stand together. They pool their resources, like lemons and sugar, and create something new, the lemonade stand. Similarly, in a joint venture, companies come together to create a new entity for a specific project or business activity. Now remember the examples we discussed earlier? Apple and IBM formed a strategic alliance to develop new technologies, whereas Sony and Ericsson created a joint venture to produce mobile phones. So, here's the key takeaway. Strategic alliances involve collaboration without forming a new entity, and joint ventures involve creating a new entity for a specific purpose. It's all about understanding the nature of the collaboration and the goals the companies hope to achieve. So, next time, when you see companies teaming up, you'll know whether it's a strategic alliance or a joint venture. Can you think of other examples? Share them in the comments below.